Yeah, so in today class, we are going to see a hierarchy manager setup. So here we can see in data steward, we have one tool that is called hierarchy manager, this one, okay? So currently we cannot find any objects inside this, but because we have not configured this, so we are going to spend our 2 classes for setting up this and for understanding the real-time project scenarios also. So in today class, we will try to do all the setup. And in tomorrow class, we will try to understand in real time how we integrate it. If already MDM system is up and running, then how we can integrate this hierarchy manager in the running system. So if you are setting up this hierarchy manager, if you don't have any MDM things running inside, that means if your ORS is completely new, then in that case, it's very easy to set up. But if suppose base objects are there, if all objects are there, and after 1 or 2 years, some requirement came like we have to set up the hierarchy manager, then in the running system, it's little difficult. So for that also we have the workaround, we will see. So this hierarchy manager is not mandatory for all MDM project. Okay, it depends on requirement to requirement because this is a kind of advanced things. So this is not a kind of mandatory that this must be there in all MDM projects. So if customer is looking for kind of hierarchy setup, then in that case we will go for that. So first let's try to understand some theory part of that so that we can understand what is hierarchy manager and all. Then we will try to come on the steps how to set up and how to make it usable. So for theory, we can come to materials. I will share this material to you guys over email. I will zip this all material and I will share it. I think this material folder is already available on the desktop. You guys can access it. If not, I will zip this all and I will share it. So we can come to HM hierarchy manager. And here we have some documents. Let me open it. So here we can see like why we need a hierarchy manager. So let me slideshow from beginning. Okay. So actually, why do we need hierarchy manager? Let's try to understand first. So suppose this is your organization data, or this is your real-time data, which is looking completely like a map or nest. It's not organized, right? So suppose there is a system, banking system here. In the left-hand side, we can see the sources. So this is a credit department, loan department, holding department, mutual fund department, right? So these all different departments this bank have. And in the right-hand side, we can see the data which is residing in this different department. So suppose your credit card department having some information about customer. So this customer is sitting, suppose here, who is a household kind of. So but this information is, means this household relation with a credit card department is like that, okay? And this same household relation can have with the loan, can have with the credit card, sorry, can have with the mutual fund others, right? So since this data is not organized, it's looking kind of very lengthy and kind of complicated, right? So to resolve these complications, what we have done, we have implemented the hierarchy manager. So what we will do, we will create a different hierarchy for the different kind of department. And from one department to other department, we can easily traverse and we can see like what are the customers, what are the different entities associated with the others. So now onwards, whatever base object we have created earlier, like customer, address, department, right? So this all is called as an entity in the hierarchy manager, okay? So all the base object which we create for storing the data, that is called as an entity. So like customer is one entity, right? And we will see the details of that. Let me go ahead. So here we can see if we are implementing the hierarchy manager, then with the help of hierarchy manager, the same data will look like this. Like here we will have the organized data. That means household to client relationship, client to account, account to this, right? So organization to organization. So here the data will look like in this way. And if you want to switch from one hierarchy to other hierarchy, then that's also possible. We will see in our practical. Okay. So this is the benefit of hierarchy manager. It will organize the data on the basis of different hierarchy. And here we have some theory part like what is hierarchy manager. So here is actually this comes up with a separate license. Okay. So if we get the license of Informatica MDM Hub, then they will give some kind of trial kind of license for hierarchy manager. But if you want to implement this hierarchy manager in your production system on the live environment, then you will not be able to do that, because that comes up with a separate license. So we have to buy the separate license for that. That's why all customer don't implement this unless they have the kind of use case or they have the requirement of this. Okay. Now let's try to understand entity and entity type. Okay. So suppose there is a customer table, so that